Cohen here, Cohen on Content. They're fooling around with the lights and stuff. I got a treat for you, BrianDusho from Broadside. Now, I got to tell you something that happened. He doesn't know about this. A couple of weeks ago, I'm in a small studio in El Segundo because we had some stuff off the beach and we just used a local crew. So guys ask me, what do you do? And I'm describing our industry to him. He says, oh, I know, yeah, I know what you guys do. You're Broadside. I said, no. He said, oh, but don't you have you have the screens in like stores? And I said, yeah. These got Broadside must advertise so much that people that don't know our industry, it's like Kleenex. What's the matter with you guys?
That's great. I love to hear it.
I've been waiting for 2 weeks to tell him this.
That's good news.
All right, Brian. Long time we've been around. And I got a question for you. Every booth I walk past, they want to tell me about this new technology and that new technology. And I got to the point, actually, last night, I was at with some of the DSF guys from the Federation, and this magazine guy is saying, what do you think about this technology? I said, what can it make me? Is that going to, in any way, increase my CPM, sell my commercials, get me paid faster? What's it going to do for me? Totally at a loss. So I'm asking you, what have you seen? What's the technologies that are out here? What's going on, or what are you guys doing that can help network operators do something for our business? You're up.
Sure. Well, you know, first of all, if the technology isn't allowing you to have more revenue, it's worthless, right?
Hello.
So we need technology to help drive industry revenue. And so some of the things that I think are needed in the industry right now is the industry is focused a lot on the buy side of the business. Planning, execution, talking to media buyers and planners. But you know, one of the biggest problems and the thing that's holding the industry back is the technology to actually execute massive and frequency of media buys.
From the agency side to place the media buys? Is that what you're talking about?
No, placing it is one thing, and I think we're doing, even if you look at DPA and other organizations, doing a great job with the audience metrics and doing great with integrating the planning tools.
Okay.
But think about all the other stuff, the execution of the campaigns. When you look at the media spend in the United States and say that $2 billion is digital out of home, out of 183 billion,
yeah.
The reason is because we can't get the frequency of buys because we have some great case studies on buys. We have great case studies. And what happens is we get great results, but you can't do them every week and multiple months.
You can't do the studies every week.
You can't.
Well, of course not.
We need more and more buys. And so what you need, the technology providers have to come together to create a more automated system. So you could do cross-network automated buys. And I think that will help drive more revenue in the industry. Because today there's still some manual pieces to that process. And I think you have to look at a self-serve environment.
So who's doing that? Who's working on that?
Well, today I know that we are.
Yeah.
I mean, what we saw is a need in the marketplace for two things. One is capital. It's really hard for networks, as you well know, to raise a ton of capital to grow thousands of locations. And I just think when you look at all the networks out there today, there's not that much capital available for every one of them to get to thousands of locations.
It's interesting. I had a couple of, I won't call them venture capital guys. I got no name for them. A couple of guys that over the years I've known that have either invested in or raised money for networks. And they were telling me, this may be 2 weeks ago, that there's more cash available now from the investment perspective than there was 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I'm still saying on a basis of, as an individual network, to have to go out, raise $50 million, grow a network to size, do all the research. I mean, I'm just saying that I don't think that amount of capital is involved in the marketplace today. So what I'm saying is that by having an automated way, a way to actually serve that inventory on one platform so that you could actually not only get individual buys as a network, but be part of group buys, national buys, regional buys, and have that happen in an automated fashion. So basically the insertion order goes through, the inventory's there, the reporting comes back, all automated through a system.
Broadside is working on this.
That's right.
Who else is working on this?
Well, I think everyone's going to have to. Because I think that, you know, not only Broadside, but I think the technology providers have to come together and figure out how we're going to provide the seamless integration from the planning all the way through the execution, and let's not forget the reporting.
Well, without the reporting, you can't get paid.
Right, and look at today, and I would say that there's a lot of technology providers in the marketplace that don't even provide the reporting. So we need to get to a point where that's provided, and that value. Once you put that ecosystem together, I believe that really we're in a position
Brian,
to win.
is this stuff detailed on your website, your company's?
Yes.
Well, I'm saying detailed. Can somebody actually go there and read like a white paper or read something? Here's the need and here's what can be done to fill the need, or is it just a sales thing?
No, we have the case there. The case is on the market. I mean, we call it Broad Sign Open, and what we've done is we've allowed companies like all the aggregators or anyone that wants to tap into that, and it's an opt-in program for our clients. So anybody using Broad Sign technology can opt in to have their inventory viewed. And be part of a national or regional buy.
I've got, over the next couple of days, I'm going to be talking to a lot of the guys, some in their booth and what have you, and I think that we need to see who else is doing this and what's the differences. Is DPAA, DIP, are they involved or an overview of some way, or are you guys working with them to see that they have an overview of these different methodologies?
I think, and from a DPA perspective, I'm very involved in that, and they're very aware that there's an issue. But I think, like you said, what everyone's focused on as a first start, and I think that's where it should have been, which is audience metric guidelines, right?
Okay,
number one.
yes.
Then two, integrate into the planning tools. That's in process. But now, once you're there, how do you execute? And so we're moving toward now proof of performance standards. We're starting to, and even the.
What I'm looking for is some place where somebody can go and get an education on this. Maybe digital signage. Full disclosure, we're both on the board of Digital Signage Federation. Is there a way that let's talk to the guys and see if there's a way to funnel this data? Maybe it's on the DSF website and people can go there to look for it.
Right. Yeah, I think we have to create awareness.
Okay.
I think it's an issue. I mean, I've talked to enough agencies, enough aggregators, and I know that there is an issue I know that networks all want to protect, obviously. You want to protect that asset, and you want to be able to sell that and sell your network.
All right, wait a minute.
But there's other networks that
We're taking a half hour here. Brian, I got to cut you off sometime, man. They're not going to sit there and watch this all day. Here's what we're going to do. Brian and I, sometime today or tomorrow, we're going to get together with some of the other DSF guys and see if there isn't some way to get this data in an easily digestible manner on the DSF site so that everybody can try to get a grip on it. And maybe there's enough folks out there that can come in with some ideas that'll even help you guys streamline and sand down your program.
Sure. And I think, like I said, it's not even just a broad sign, it's more of an industry thing. I think in order to grow it, all of us have to work together.
Let's do it. BrianDusho, broad sign. I guess that's our industry now, is broad sign, huh? Hey, dude, thank you. I'll see you next time I see you, or you see me.